welcome to the Kev and Pico show. As always, let us introduce ourselves.
I'm Kev.
And I am Pico. Kev, what are we at?
We are in a pub, Pickle.
What?
We are in a pub. We've Guinness signs. We got gin. We got tequila. We got Cactus Jack. We name it. We are in a pub. Even the smell of a pub, Pickle. Been back. Do you smell what the pub is cooking?
I smell. But Kev, tell everybody where we are.
We are in Oscars, Park Street, Dundalk. Unbelievable. Oscars used to be Jimmy's. I remember being in here.
A million names, yeah.
Being in here, Oscars. I remember being in here when it first became Oscars. And they chicken goujons and chips. Do you remember the chicken goujons and chips and pepper sauce?
He fucking loves chicken goujons and chips.
Chicken goujons and chips and pepper sauce. The best chicken goujons and chips. I can't even say
Easy for you to say.
And pepper sauce in the business came from this place. But now, under new management, it was only open for a couple of months when Mark took over. It's hopefully going to open now in a couple of weeks' time. He's actually out there getting it ready. He's actually,
as we speak,
he's getting it ready. So hopefully in a couple of weeks we're going to be back up and running. Pubs are going to be open. People are going to drink. People are going to be shifting. People are going to have the crack with each other. And who knows what will happen. There'll be babies called pubs after all the place.
You know what? If we ever have another baby, not together.
I can't.
Well, yeah, you can't. Yeah. We'll call it Oscar.
Oscar. There you go.
I'll tell you what, if there's any real fans of this show, right, okay, that's pregnant, consider the name after Kev or Pico, right? Oscar. Great name, mate. Great name. But in fairness, a massive thanks to Mark for letting us come in. I can't wait to come in here and actually have a pint, which is going to be very exciting. He'll be having a non-alcoholic one. I'll be having an alcoholic one, so I will. But yeah, it's great to be back in the pubs. It's not too long now till we all get to go back into it, whether we're outside, whether we're inside. But yeah, it's super to be back in. And again, there
is a smell, isn't there? And there is an atmosphere. Even though there's nobody here, you can feel what.
Yeah, it's not that we have a huge audience that's being really quiet and being told when to clap and laugh or anything like that. Shut. Right, there's no. I promise you. Right,
see who's underneath this table.
Yeah, so there's. yeah. It's a Bill Clinton job, so it is. But yeah, a massive thanks for letting us use Oscars.
Potentially. Oh.
Yeah, potentially.
Didn't actually happen.
Yeah. But yeah, a huge thanks, and we are so happy to be in here filming this. And by the time this comes out, pubs will be back open, Kev.
Might be.
Hopefully be back open, hey. Kev, how's it going, mate?
We're doing a live recording of the show, Pickle.
How does that feel?
Fucking shit myself.
I'm kind of nervous myself. I gotta be honest, I'm nervous myself. But look, we always start the show talking a little bit of shit. What did you get up to this week?
Absolutely very little walking, apart from one thing that happened last night, Pickle. Now we are recording on the Saturday.
Yes.
The 22nd of May, Dundalk bet Shamrock Rovers last night.
Come on to town. Get in.
Unbelievable. Like, Dundalk have probably not won a game properly all season, right?
True.
Again, they come up against the unbeaten Tallaght Scum, and they beat them.
Yeah. And, of course, everybody knows we put a post up after the game last night, which was that we got the face masks done now, because we're sponsoring Mr. Peter Cherry, friend of the show. So, yeah, we got them. We're getting them on Monday. We've a couple of them.
Are we getting them Monday?
Well, I'm getting them Monday, right? Which, when you're listening to this, could have been a week ago, right? But we're getting them. And they look class. And we got a great response back. Loads of messages on Facebook, loads of messages on Instagram about them saying...
A lot more new followers.
A lot of new followers. Dundalk fans, follow us. We like the crack, okay? We like Peter Cherry. Should be getting more game time, in my opinion, especially after the other person keeps messing up. But yeah, apart from that, Dundalk won. Kev, my Malin the Mizzen challenge. I have an update for you.
Where are you now?
I'm in the Republic.
Oh, you're in the Republic.
I'm in the Republic, folks. I have finally left Northern Ireland, okay? I am coming towards Carrick-on-Shannon.
In Leitrim.
In Leitrim, right? I've been in Leitrim for a long time. I always thought Leitrim was a small...
It is.
But
it's got the smallest coastline in the country.
That's because it's in the middle of the fucking country.
No, the smallest coastline.
Yeah, which means it has to be near the coast. No.
No, it's got the smallest coastline. It's got like a 5 mile of a coastline. That's it.
I always thought it was... Right, okay, fair. But anyway, it's taken me ages to get out of Leitrim, right? But I'm getting there. 600k, I have 220, I think, days to go, right? And I have another 370 or something to go, so I have. Do you think I'll do it?
Well, I didn't pay the last time.
Say, we remember the last challenge I did. This fella
didn't pay you.
Never gave the money that he said he would give.
But you didn't do it properly, like. You didn't really do it properly.
What a fucking prick, hey. What a prick, hey. Seriously, hey. My God, hey. So apart from that, Kev, The couple of weeks were good. We were nervous all week building up to this.
We were.
So we were talking lots on the phone, of course.
I probably never talked to you as much as I did doing these podcasts.
And I don't remember half the conversations that we had either, so I don't like it.
Well, I wrote some of it down.
Of the conversations that we had?
Well, of some of the stuff we talked about.
This is what gets you in trouble, folks. Never let somebody record what you actually say. Well, apart from this show, obviously. Go. What did I say?
No, well, we talked about what we're going to talk about on the show. So this week we're going to be talking about the Debs.
We are, Kev. Many different topics of the Debs.
Yes. And we're going to be talking about Ranafast even.
We're going to talk about Ranafast. The problem is, right, as I said before, I was never in Ranafast. I will explain that I did have the option of going to Ranafast.
But we all had the option.
No, but I refused the option, and I'll explain why, which is going to lead into a story about what I did that summer.
Well,
okay?
I think because you refused, I got to go.
I think so, Kev. You know what I mean? As always, you are second to me, but no matter. What else are we talking about on the show, Kev?
Well, the Debs, and that's what we're going to talk about in this first part of the show.
Happy days, I can't wait. But Kev, before we start a show,
we have to do
the one thing that we always do. Just because it's being recorded like this doesn't mean that we're not going to bring in the element of
Would You Rather?
Smut. Okay? Kev.
I'll ask you first.
Okay, you
because
ask
I know he's got an absolute filthy one. I can't actually read it because unfortunately Pickle doesn't write very well. It's like a 4-year-old's writing, would that be right?
And because I wanted to get it right, I'm being honest enough, right? I have it wrote down and it's hiding behind the hat, right? Okay? But that's just me being honest, okay? Kev, go.
Okay. I think it's quite simple. Would you rather have one penis? Sorry, no. Would you rather have no penis or 5 penises?
What
What are you going to do with 5? What are you going to do with 5? There's only so many holes you can fill with 5 fingers. 5 penises, like.
Our fingers.
Fingers. There's only 2 holes, or maybe 3.
But if I don't have one,
yeah.
Does that mean I have a fanny?
No, you just don't have a penis.
Don't make the joke. Right. Sure, I'll go with 5. It sounds more fun.
But where are you going to put it? Where are you going to put them?
Right. Are they... And this is the benefit of having a camera. Are they all like in line?
You just think about
Are they like this?
There they are.
Well, imagine, right? Like you could have one going in, one tickle in the top, and then 2 tickle in the sides.
What's the other one?
In the bum.
Well, in the bum.
I'm sure there's another hole I could find. But yeah, you can make it work, but you're not going to have none. That you have to have. Look, if there's an option between 5 or something and none of something, no matter what it is, you're going to take 5.
What would you?
Yeah, I'm just being honest. It's 5. I want 5 dicks.
Okay, you can.
That sounded
Okay.
not in the way that sounded. Did I say I wanted?
Have you taken them before?
No, Kev, never. No. That's for question time. Right. Okay. My turn to ask you. Okay. So, right. Would you rather, Kev, be choked while receiving pleasure, or choke and slap someone while giving them pleasure?
So we just repeat that now.
See, he always does this when he's unsure of the answer, folks, right?
No.
So would you rather be choked while receiving pleasure, or choke and slap someone while giving pleasure?
Oh no, choke me. Choke me out. Yeah, pleasure and pain. Pleasure and pain.
Really?
It goes together. So pleasure and pain. It's like getting a punch in the cock and then getting a wank. It's the same kind of thing, you know what I mean? Like,
how could that ever be the same thing? If you get punched in the cock.
There's pleasure and pain. There's splatting you. You know what I mean? Pleasure and pain. This is why we don't do it face to face, because I do split. But pleasure and pain is that kind of like they nail you, or you know what I mean, and then you still get something pleasure out of it. Like as you know, I got my nipple pierced, so you pull your nipple and you go, oh geez, and that pleasure and pain comes into it. So you choke me.
Anybody else still watching? No.
Would you not choke? Would you not? Have you ever been choked?
No, I'd choke. No. Wait, what did you say you wanted to do? Be choked?
Be choked.
No. I'd choke.
Why would you choke?
Because then you have the power.
But then you have to have a safe word.
The fuck are you talking about? If you turned this, would you rather into a night in the Carolyn house?
That is what. That's what S&M. It is S&M. So if you want to be in that sort of environment, you have to have a safe word.
Right.
So what would your safe word be?
I was just about to ask you the same question. My safe word would be banana skin.
Too long.
That's what she said. I would then go for pumpkin.
Pumpkin.
Yeah, pumpkin. You can imagine saying pumpkin to somebody who's pummeling you, getting them to stop. You can be like, pumpkin.
When are you getting pummeled? Like, what are you getting pummeled with?
This has gone off topic, Kev.
Okay, well, I would use the word, say, light.
You know what? He has that word. You use that word already, Cedar. I'm telling you. You already have a safe word.
My safe word would be Yankee.
What the fuck? Why?
Because it's a nice, easy safe word. Like, when would you ever say Yankee?
If you went into a shop and you're looking to buy a certain type of candle. Just saying. Yankee candle.
Yankee candle. Yeah, you could. Yankee candle. You could. That's only if you're in home store more.
Well, yeah, now you can walk in and fucking buy one. Right, so we're good enough then. We're happy with Would You Rather, Kev.
Yeah.
So does that mean we now finally get into the start of the actual episode?
We think we should. I think we should.
I think we should too, Kev, because this is... Everybody remembers their Debs, right?
No, you remember some of it.
Yeah, I don't really remember much of it. But Kev, give me like a topic of the Debs that you want to talk about. What's the first thing you remember from the Debs?
Well, you have to talk about the first thing, the suit, and then the corsage.
The what?
The corsage, the thing
that you eat in the morning from Lidl.
No, that's a courgette.
No, that's full of spud. Croissant.
No, it's
Sorry,
not.
Croissant, that's what I was
It's
thinking.
not a croissant.
So the floury thing that goes here.
A corsage.
Right, okay, you give that to the mullah.
No, you give that and you try to pin it into the dress.
And you touch the tit.
And you touch the tit.
Right.
But now they don't do that anymore. They put it on the wrist. Because it used to be too finicky to get it in. So now you put it on the wrist.
Okay. So where did you buy yours?
I bought mine in the Long Walk Shopping Centre just over the road here.
I'm going to say I probably did too. I don't remember.
I think I ordered yours.
You probably did, Kev. You probably ordered me suit too. Where'd you get your suit?
Tony McDonald's.
I wasn't as fat back then, so I'm going to say I got a suit. Like, that looked well.
You had a really long, skinny head. And from the picture I remember, but it was extra long.
See, it says gorgeous here beside me, hey.
But it was extra long. It was probably longer than my tool. I mean, that's
pretty fucking big.
I mean, it was really long and really fucking skinny. Like it was
it was the joys of being skinny when
it was kind of like a breeze block. That's what I kind of remember as
breeze block.
A breeze block.
Wow. Right. So we got suits. Right.
Okay.
We got the corsage. Corsage. But before you get all that stuff, Kev, you got to get one thing for your Debs.
A date.
A date. Before anything. Don't mind getting a corsage and putting it on yourself. So, Kev, I know the crack about who took who and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
What happened, Kev? Why did you take the girl that you took to the Debs?
I think everyone takes the girl to the Debs because they think they're going to shift them.
Yeah.
I think that's the reason they bring them. So it's like, okay, well, I probably wouldn't have shifted her on a normal circumstance.
You wouldn't have shifted, honestly.
No, on a normal circumstances.
Okay.
And so then, like, the Debs was kind of okay, well, he's taking me to the Debs, I'll shift him that night.
I suppose, how do we word this? Was there a reason, though, why you ended up taking that girl with you?
No.
Were you always planning on taking that girl with you?
Yeah.
Lie.
I was always planning on asking her.
Lie. Right? Here's what happened, right? I was meant to take that girl, Gillian,
Okay.
to the Debs with me.
I didn't know that.
Now, for the sole purpose of, she was going with me to shift one of the other lads, okay? So whether it was Evan or Bud or something like that, right? She was probably going to shift one of them, but I was taking her there. I was like the chaperone. Come to my Debs so you can shift one of the lads, okay? I, obviously, and we'll get to it later on, that summer went to America.
Yeah.
So I did, in case anybody never...
Did you go to America?
I did, yeah. I played a bit of basketball, actually, when I was there, okay? But
they don't have medal of that, people. You don't have medal.
there's a possibility this could end up in a punch, right? So, anyway, the girl that I was with in America, I wanted to take her, obviously, 3 or 4 months later, to me Debs, because she was gorgeous, and I did, but I'd already asked Gillian, and then I asked Kev to take Gillian.
I don't remember this.
This is the truth, though, honest to God, it really is, like, because I felt bad about it.
Because I was at home going, who am I going to ask? And it's like, okay, I'll ask Gillian.
And I solved the problem, yeah, because she was available thanks to me.
There you
so
go.
she was. But yeah, so I took Lynn, obviously, right? You took Gillian, right?
You shifted Lynn.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
I didn't shift Gillian.
No, you didn't shift Gillian. But, no, I tell you what, that was after the meal and all that, Kev, right? When the dancing started, okay? So we'll not get into who shifted who, right, okay? It's going to be fun, though, I promise, right? Kev, we sat down at a lovely table.
Even before we got there.
Oh, we did, yes.
Before we got there.
Yeah.
Me and you, I think we said before, we went to the Liz Du Arms for a few drinks.
That day, early that day, folks, early.
And I was sensible enough to think, Okay, I don't want to be absolutely mangled by the time I go to my Debs.
Yeah.
Out of sight, I think 5 glasses of Budweiser. Okay, and you had 5 or 6 pints of Budweiser because you're in ham.
And they were delicious. We had them in the Lisdoo. And
In the small bar. In the small bar.
In the small bar. They were the nicest at the time pints of pints of.
But you decided to be mangled. So literally, we left the Lisdoo and you were stumbling around the place like a pure gobsheen, right? You got home. Okay, I got home. I got changed. I was quite happy. Pictures were taken outside. I picked up Gillian. She can pictures outside Gillian's house.
Outside my house as well. Remember, we all got pictures outside my house. Yeah.
I don't know how you got dressed, but you didn't dress yourself.
Yeah, definitely not.
And we came back, and that was fine. But
when we were in the pub, and I think this is when we were in the pub, or I was at home. Either way, I was drunk. My brother rang me, right? So my brother, right, Trevor, was heading up to Newry to pick up Lynn because she lived in Logan. So she was going to get dropped down by her folks, dressed and all on, ready to go, happy days, okay? He rang me at some point. I can't remember if we were in the Lisdoo still drinking or not, right? Saying, can't find her. She's not here. I'm standing at the petrol station that she'd be at. She's not here. I'm obviously drinking at 17, 18 years old, so stoned after 4 pints. Shitting it. Where's she going? What am I going to do? Cunt was lying to me. I get back to the house and she was already there. So she was. But yeah, I don't know who dressed me that day, Kev.
No.
I don't know who dressed me, hey. But you remember right now, before we went to the Debs, no? Any stop-offs, no?
No, you had to stop off. But the best thing I did, I was a gentleman, right? I pretended to be a gentleman.
Yes.
And there's a thing I used to do. And I went to 2 Debs, right? And you always buy flowers for the mother of the mother. Like, you didn't have to because Johan came from Logan.
Yes, true, okay. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, Linda or Lynn's parents.
So I did, okay? But I didn't buy flowers. So I got this trick off my uncle, right? He went to a few Debs in his past, okay? You don't buy flowers. So you act even better than that. You buy a plant, okay?
Like a pot plant?
A pot plant.
Oh my God.
So plant in the garden. So they'll always remember this day of the daughter going to the Debs. So not only are you trying to win the mother over, you're softening yourself. Well, you're softening yourself, but you're making sure you're in with the daughter. So like, slip the hand, nobody's going to give out to you. The mother's going to go, he wouldn't do a thing like that. You get a quick hand job in the back of the taxi. The mother's not going to think you did that. Do you know what I mean? It's those the thing. You soften things up. So the mother goes, isn't he a lovely man?
You can do all that with a pot plant.
Oh yeah, bang.
He has no less.
You win the mother over. Once you win the mother over, it doesn't matter what happens next. Doesn't matter what happens.
Wow. Well, look you probably bring it up, so I'll bring it up, right? On the way to the Debs, right? I stopped.
I went from my house to the Debs.
Yeah.
Like a normal person would pickle.
Yeah. I didn't go directly to the Debs. Now, for anybody who has been listening over the last number of months, Kev, you might have mentioned occasionally, like in not a joke, obviously, but in passing, that maybe I don't have.
You're an orphan.
I'm an orphan, yeah, right. Has he got a great way of fucking saying it? Hey? Never got any money for being an orphan, though. Never get that, right?
So, do you not get any money for that?
No, I think you might do now. I don't know, fuck. You didn't back then, but so
like an orphan's pension.
Yeah, only I was like
instead of a widow's pension.
Yeah, I was like 7 or 8.
I'd say your fucking sister got it. Give you nothing of it.
Might have done. But listen, right? We stopped off at, unfortunately.
You looked at me very strangely. I don't know what.
We stopped off at the graveyard and took a picture, right? Now, I don't know why. I'm not sure whose idea it was. I was obviously full of drink at this stage. Fuck it. It was one of them things, I suppose. Like, you know what I mean? You need to take a picture.
So, like, your hand around your mother.
Well, around
the headstone, and so did Lynn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Weird, but you know, it's me. You fucking know that by now anyway. I see you do it like, hey. But look, fuck it. Then we got to the Debs, and the best thing about it was I walked into what was the wee route?
NV.
Walked into NV.
The Ravensdale bar.
Yeah. All the boys were there with their girls, right? I walk in with this one that nobody had seen before. Faces dropped. We
didn't think she was real. That was probably what the reason was. It's kind of like something that might come
up. I'm not like Kev. I'm very much into real women.
You know what I mean? Like, so it wasn't like nobody knew this person was real.
Nobody knew her. As far as everybody could have been there, I could have still been a virgin, right? Yeah. Which we spoke about before. I know I asked if it counted, but definitely, Kev, she was as real as you can imagine.
She was.
And gorgeous.
She was a good-looking girl.
Good-looking girl. She was good and led to some almost fights. But Kev, we're in the room. What's the story?
Drinking with the teachers. Mrs. Egan.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Look.
a teacher, Mrs. Egan, and then another teacher we
Yes.
were talking to about something else. And we asked her, did she have a drink in the classroom?
Yeah.
A different teacher now. We have a drink in the classroom. And our response was, sometimes I needed to.
Yeah. And we never knew this. Like, you know, I mean, it wasn't like they had like one bottle here, pour a bit of this one, pour a bit of that one, and take a drink and go. Like, we never saw that.
No.
And names are irrelevant to who that might have been. But no, we
It's
said.
different.
Yeah,
Different.
but we said before, right? So we all sat down at the tables, right? We sat down to have a feed.
Yeah, we did.
How many people? 50, 60, 70?
I think our table probably was 12, 15.
Yeah, but yeah.
And then there was
yeah.
probably...
So
probably,
say, for example, an air table.
There's probably 80, 90 people there.
Yeah.
Well, there wasn't. There would have been probably 60 in the class, probably 120
Yeah.
people in
But
the
that table would never have sat together again. Would that be a fair?
Never. After that was it. Even that full room wouldn't have been together again. So it even like, you know the way people say you're going to have a reunion. We never had a reunion.
Yeah, the school still do that. I don't know.
Well, even if that happened,
Yeah.
right, all that people that was in that room won't be there.
I'll tell you what, right? If you did reunions for your school, right? Because I heard there was a thing for Dover School, our primary school, right?
That was because Mr. Boyle was leaving.
Yeah, so maybe you had, right? Let us know, okay? Kevin Pickle Show, gmail.com, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, you name it, the Kevin Pickle Show. Because we want to know, right? Because it's a big thing in America.
It is, yeah.
a big
after
thing.
15, 20 years, whatever.
Yeah, most of them are fucking Botox and fucking...
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We're 20 years
You
now.
have like the fat kid that's now like a rich kid who like that Ryan Reynolds movie.
Or like The Rock.
Or The Rock, yeah, with his bum bike. We had bum
Yeah.
bikes. We have a picture of Glendalough with bum bikes.
do, yeah.
I put that up on social media. Check it out though, okay? Right, Kev. We ate the food. The food's...
But you never let me
Oh,
finish.
sorry.
There was, like, we know that room will never be the same again because there's one person that can't show up.
Well, because she's in her own room.
She's in her own room, she's in jail.
She's in jail.
Well, she should be in jail. Well, maybe she is in jail.
Maybe is in jail. Well, see, this is one of these things, folks. We might have went to school with somebody who might possibly have been linked with certain
Islamic
terrorist activity.
Yeah.
But, you know what I mean? We're nobody to judge.
How would you wear that thing?
I'm fucking sweating by here. I'm sweating a pair of jeans, let alone wearing a fucking...
But like, I don't understand.
a
Right?
bourbon? A bourbon.
It is, and it is very religious, and I understand the religion. But why black?
Yeah.
Why black? Why would you pick...
Burqa.
Why would you pick black?
You're not bourbon.
Like,
Bourbon's a drink.
like black
It attracts the sun.
attracts the sun. Like, you mean fucking roasted. Like, imagine the sweaty balls. if you were...
Yeah, imagine a woman having sweaty balls.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like the one for Israel in that fucking in the Eurovision a couple of years ago, she had a beard. Remember her?
Oh, the man, yeah.
Yeah.
She actually had sweaty balls.
She's fucking balls on us, fucking kahunas on her. You know what I mean? But that's what it'll carry on.
I want a beard like that.
But
She
yeah,
had a great
so
beard,
we
in
had a
fairness.
massive room full of crack, full of drink. Your date introduced us to a special type of drink.
Yes.
Well, it wasn't a special.
A special way.
Of taking a drink
Yeah.
of tequila.
Which was
Backwards.
Arseways.
Yeah.
It was
Lemon.
sucking the lemon, drinking the tequila, and licking the
Licking the
salt.
salt.
This was the backwards way of drinking tequila, which must be an ordering thing.
They are a bit backwards.
Yeah, but I don't know, Kev. Like, look it. We said you brought Jillian, right? You said you didn't shift her, okay? We're drinking tequilas, right, backwards, so we're getting fucked up.
Yeah. This is before the meal started.
This is before the meal started, right? So we probably sit down at some stage and we probably eat some food, okay, which is grand. But then if the tables fuck off, we're standing up, we're dancing, we're getting jiggy, we're having fun, right?
My date disappeared.
Your date disappeared, as we said, possibly with somebody that we
We never mentioned him before. Never mentioned him in the show before.
not by name.
No.
Actually, am I getting mixed up here or confused, or are you just really tricking me?
It was... Ian shifted. Ian.
Oh, sorry, we never mentioned Ian before.
No, we never mentioned
so
Ian.
we did. What's he? Hope you listening, buddy. So she went away. So what did you do then, Kev? You had a whole classroom of girls in a nightclub that you helped organise the Debs, didn't you?
No.
You not
Well,
in
the
committee?
lads organised it, but what we used to do was a brilliant act. Okay, the boys organised the Debs, but what happened was, leading up to then, to being an NV, to organise the Debs, you got free passes into NV every Saturday night.
For fuck's sake.
So
What more do
before
you
the
want?
Debs and after Debs, we used to go to NV. So what we did was, we arrived in the NV, and there was a Euro drink, so we fucking drink the fucking tits of ourselves, right? Shift a few people in there, and then leave there and head over to Lacey's.
Good move.
Because Lacey's a better disco.
Yeah.
But then for the Debs itself, the boys organised it, and this is where we ended up. But I ended up kissing one of the girls that I wouldn't have usually probably tried to shift, but I did. I think
Julie.
Yes.
Julie, yeah.
And you shifted someone else after Lynn had left.
Well,
because she left. She left, you pickle. She decided, like, my date didn't leave the room. Well, she actually did that.
She nobody to fucking leave. Oh, yeah.
But, like, she just went off with somebody.
Right, let me explain this.
Your date disappeared and went back to Logan.
She came from Logan. Maybe she had a full-time job. I don't know. But she couldn't stay.
No.
So she went home at some point, 1 o'clock to, I don't know, whatever time. She got picked up and she
probably
went
half
home.
10.
Probably half 10 the way we were drinking, right? And she went home anyway. But I was obviously quite annoyed because to her credit, she didn't actually tell me that she wasn't staying until...
That's not to her credit. She deceived you.
No, but it means that she didn't want to ruin, like, the whole night, just from when she told me the end of it. But anyway, so I walked her out, gave her a kiss, she got into a car, and she went home. I was raging, came back in, drank probably a number of shots, and then walked up the stairs, if there was stairs, don't remember, right?
A few steps, maybe.
A few steps, right, and sat down beside whoever the first girl was that I saw, and then shifted her. And
you told me
Kev can't remember, so I'm happy enough with that. Rosaline.
Yes.
Rosaline?
Yeah.
Sorry, if that... Rosaline, yeah? So it is. But so I shifted her. So we did a poll.
Scanlon.
If you say so.
Something like that.
So we did a poll, obviously, this week, right, which was asking people, did they shift the person that they took to their Debs? Okay, because obviously Kev would have been a no, I would have been a yes. Mad numbers, right?
Was it 40 said yes?
Yeah, there was literally, it was like 40, 60. So it was. There was a lot of people that said no, right? Which I was thinking, there's a lot of people like Kev.
Wasn't a great story. We got a story in off one of the girls' pickle. We asked about who's the Debs, and one of the girls come back.
Yeah.
She'd have phone.
I asked, you're bound to have a story from your Debs.
So
Come on.
At the time of her Debs, she had a child that was 4 months old.
Yeah.
And she was stuffed again. So
Another one ready to pop.
So and she didn't go to the blue school. That would usually happen in the blue school. Like, it was a running team in the blue school, right? We won't mention the thing. Like, there would be 80 people would start 6th year in the blue school,
right?
And 85 would finish the year. Because it'd all be 5 at least.
Seriously, right?
5 at least would be stuffed. At least 5 would be stuffed.
This is news to me, right? Okay, so I would have thought they were good Catholic schools.
But they were with the nuns. But once they seen cock, they had to have it. You know what I mean? Like we were in a mixed school, so like they'd see lads be acting the gobshite all the time.
Yeah.
Probably being a bit smelly, probably being acting dickhead. Okay, but in a girls' school, they only seen penis when they wanted to see penis.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? But this girl didn't go to that school. This girl went to our school.
She did, and which was the Tech. We went to
Free college.
That's the fucking Tech. Anybody who went there was the Tech. We were still there when it was a grey uniform. Yeah. And once you wore something in that matched the colours, that's all that fucking mattered. So it was, but the Debs was great. The Debs was fantastic, right?
Great night.
Fantastic night. Sunrise almost starting.
Yeah, because of somebody mentions talking shit about the girl that you took. But then what happens afterwards? You leave there, and I think you actually went home.
I did, so I was fucking raging.
Yeah, so I went back to Woodsy's house.
You did.
And Woodsy's house had a big garage, right? Middle of Ashbrook, Green Acres.
Green Acres,
And in the garage, we had a pile of drink. Then people started falling asleep. After drink, 7:30 came, and Woodsy's mother comes into the garage. People panned out everyone in suits, dresses. They just want some breakfast. And Josie, Josie, decided to make us all breakfast. There was sausages.
I came round that morning.
Did you come round that morning?
I came round that morning because I remember standing making breakfast for people in Woodsy's house. Yeah. Oh man, fucking good days, Kev.
But the best was your Debs. Then I got invited to a Debs.
Stood here beside me.
I think it was.
All right.
Was it Demarest?
Who was she? Oh, I think we might have hit it now.
I think it could have been a girl called Emo.
So she is called Emo, right? Okay.
I think it was Emo. I'm pretty sure it was Emo.
Right.
But I know a friend, and she was friend with also my cousin. But I got invited to her Debs.
Whenever you see Kev going like this, right, you know he's getting a little bit confused, right?
Okay. It was very confused. It was
she's not your cousin.
It was 20 years ago.
Yeah, she's not your cousin.
No,
right, okay, just check.
Been there, done that.
Yeah.
But, so he's...
Oh, no, wait a minute.
Never denied it.
Right.
Or what was I saying? Yeah, so again, the pub plant comes out.
Oh, for fuck's
The
sake.
pub plant had to be delivered. The mother did think, this man could marry my daughter now because he was so kind. Didn't happen, didn't marry her. I only ever seen her that night.
You were thinking finger bang, not marrying, like.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Fingering. But yeah, so that I got invited to, and then I got invited to another Debs.
Jesus Christ.
The same year, but I couldn't because it was the next day and I couldn't do that. But you got invited to someone's Debs.
I did, and I couldn't go because it was like literally a fucking...
It was within the week. A week.
The same week, yeah.
Bad form. Like, if you're invited to a Debs, you should really go.
Well, I apologise for not going. I thought, it's not like we were working back then, you know what I mean? Like, you needed all the money in the world for your own Debs. You knew you were going to drink a fucking ocean of beer, see it, or shots, or tequila. So that's why I couldn't go. And I apologise. I'm not to bite my tongue. I apologise to that girl, okay, for not going to your Debs. But I'm sure you had a fantastic night. Anyway.
She should have invited me. I would have went. I would have went. Definitely would have went. I would have shifted her. Because I mentioned it last week, I would have shifted her.
Kev has mentioned this girl who has won a competition.
She has.
On the show.
We shouldn't really name people's names because someone's going to sue us at some point.
No, I think the best thing we should do from now on, we should draw a line in the sand and we only call people by their first name. Because then it could be anybody.
Okay, but Sinead's, we didn't call her second name.
That's my point. So it is like. So, Emo, fair enough.
Yeah.
Gillian, it's all good, Kev.
I can't remember where she was from Bay State, Emo. She was redhead. I've got a story about redheads later on. You like it? Well, I tell you, I don't. My friend does.
Your friend? Oh, yeah. Your friend does. Right. Have you anything else on Debs?
That's all I have in Debs, Pickle.
Perfect.
Okay, folks, we might be in a different place this week, but he managed to find his way here. It is, of course, the one and only Dr. Cock.
How's it going? How are you, Pickle?
Very good, Doctor. How are you?
Very good today, very good today. Very busy this week.
That's it, so.
We did 250,000. No, we didn't do 250,000 people. But we did 25,000 people jabs this week.
Good man.
But this week on the show, Pickle, we're going to be talking about the orgasm. Okay? Based on what I'm educated... I educated on you a lot before about fingering, about wanking, about what else do we talk about, Pickle?
Oh, chlamydia,
gonorrhea, those sort of things. But based on what we're going to talk about, we talk about penises, we talk about vaginas, and we talk about masturbation at one stage, Pickle. But this week we're talking about the big O, orgasms, not oranges, orgasms, alright? Do you know the 8th of August is actually International Female Orgasm Day? The 8th of August, so that's one to look forward to. So in about 3 months' time maybe, 8th of August, the Female Orgasm Day. I thought it was the 5th of August, but that was Bod's birthday.
Yeah.
But that's not his birthday.
So you get some practice in.
Yeah, I was practicing, so I got some fun facts for you, right? Okay? 109% of people that smoke the doobies, right, smoke weed, have multiple orgasms.
Why
so,
doing it?
No. So if you smoke a doobie,
right,
and you lay back and you get a good rogering, right, you have multiple orgasms. 109%.
But are you not just that stoned that you think you're getting multiple orgasms, but you're actually only getting one?
This is the facts.
Okay,
I'm not going by what. Faking orgasms happens a lot. Okay, Pickle, your wife would admit to that. Okay, but faking orgasms, but 37% of men fake an orgasm. So it could be because they're too tired, they don't want to be having sex with that person. Okay, you name it. 37% of men fake an orgasm. Pickle, have you ever faked an orgasm?
I'm not answering that question.
Okay, so you faked an orgasm. Also, millennials have fewer orgasms than, I think, what they call boomers. Okay, boomers. Okay.
The fuck's a boomer?
Born in the 80s would be boomers, okay, because when we got to the riding age, right, we was kind of in the boom times, right? So we are boomers. Millennials are younger,
right?
So they're kind of because they don't have as many orgasms as boomers, okay, because they stick around more,
right?
Okay, so they don't know how to find the right spot, right? Let's say. Now we talked about G spot before, Pickle.
We did, of course. Yeah. Every spot there was B spot, there was K spot.
I'm Dr. Cock.
The
badge says it all, right?
Sorry, you're right, Doctor.
And also, the orgasm gets better with age. So the older you get, the more you have.
Okay.
So when you're in your 40s,
which we're not
in our 40s yet, you get more. And do you know what colour of hair do you think gets the most orgasms?
Blonde.
No, the redheads.
No way.
The redheads love a good orgasm. Love a good orgasm. They do.
And what's the facts behind this?
Because they're mental bastards, right? Most gingers are a bit mad, right? You know, they've got that kind of the virile and angry all the time because you can't call them ginger, okay, because they're not red, not ginger, they're not red. Like,
Okay.
Mark that owns this pub, he'd be called a redhead, I'd call him a ginger. But yeah, and but they love a good cum. Okay, gingers love a good cum, right? They do love a good cum.
Okay.
And also, 43%. Now this bit I'm not too sure, but this is the facts. This is from medical journals. Okay, the medical journals have 43% of women have experienced multiple orgasms. Okay, but some of these aren't actually orgasms. Do you know, like an earthquake? So an earthquake happens.
Yeah.
And what happens after an earthquake? Aftershocks. Okay.
Yeah.
Aftershocks happen. So what they feel there could be a multiple orgasm is actually an aftershock. So you'd be there under the table having an earthquake. No, it's not an earthquake. It's an aftershock. Okay, because they think they're still coming, but it's an aftershock. And also,
Jesus Christ.
and loads of facts. There's more to come, Deborah. There's loads and more to come.
That's what she said.
I'm going to give you a big tip now coming up. Okay.
Okay.
Very shortly, I've got 2 more facts for you, and then I'm going to give you the tip. Okay.
Oh, right.
An average orgasm the torture would have lasted about 15 to 20 seconds. Okay. But in hindsight, when they went into the research of it, it's around about a minute from start to finish.
Okay.
Around about a minute. And orgasm. So if a woman, people have said this now multiple times. If a woman says, "I have a pain in my head," that is a time to give her the good old Jolly Roger. Right?
What, you won't let you?
Oh no, because that stops the headache. That stops the headache.
Okay.
See, stuff just happens around me. Okay, a headache will just disappear if you've got a good Jolly Roger on.
Jesus
Okay.
Christ.
And the last bit, the tip, Pickle. I'm going to give you a tip, and everyone a tip. I hit
You're
the
not
mic.
giving me a tip.
Oh, I'm going to it's not even, it's called edging. Okay? Edging is the way to go, folks. Edge your way through life. Okay? So you start. Okay? And you bring to the point of orgasm, right? And you stop. Stop dead. And you stop for 30 seconds, and you go again, and you stop. Okay? And you go again.
But you know the punch just said.
Oh, you see, you could. That's the problem. Okay? You're either going to get a kick in the balls.
Yeah.
Okay? Or you're not. Okay? It's a chance you take. It's 50-50. Right? It's 50-50. Where you going to? You could get a kick in the balls, or you could get a good see into. Okay? But then you pull back, wait 30 seconds, and you go again until the overall, and then you just go. You let go, then and you let her finish off, and then that's when you come have a giant orgasm. Okay? So that's a wee tip for you. So the next time, Avril, as you're near her.
So be a prick tease, basically.
Oh yeah. You tease them and tease them and tease them. You bring to the point, stop. Bring to the point, stop. Bring to the point, and then away you go. And that is really how you become an edger. So and that's how he got his name.
Well, who? Mr.
The Edge. The Edge got his name, but he was the first one to introduce the edging. he was edging before.
Oh, they gave him you too.
Yeah.
You thought you meant the wrestler.
No, Edge from U2. He was the first edger.
Is this in the journal, the medical journal?
The medical journal says the Edge was the first edger to be found. Yeah. Yeah, he was
That
the
is
first edger.
amazing, Doc.
There you go.
Wait, is that everything?
That's all I have for you now.
Well, I have an update for you. You said to me and Kev should start something last week.
We did, yeah. We said, but condom hardship.
Exactly, right?
We did.
So we said that we should get some chemists in town to have a bucket of Johnnies.
To give away free condoms because
an hour a week.
Because a lot of people were giving away free.
Yeah.
I was going to call them period pods, but they're not. They're called tampons. Okay. And
yeah, we're not renaming them, Kev.
that's what I call period pods. I think it's a great fucking name. If you know people, nobody likes to call it a tampon.
That's an episode name.
A
Period,
period
pod.
pod. Boom.
So,
period pod.
Update.
Yeah.
Spoke to some chemists. One chemist already gives away free Johnnies.
Okay.
Okay.
Would you like to tell them who they are because they deserve a plug?
Yeah, I can't remember the name of them.
McGuinness is up beside the new fairways.
That's not called McGuinness's.
No, they're not. They're McCormick's.
There we go.
McCormick's.
McCormick's, right? They said they already do it, right? Because they told me that the HSC have some program or something, right? But I was talking to a couple of other chemists. We'll not say names until this becomes something that are happy to say, hey, let's try this. It'll be grab a condom, thanks to the Kevin Pickle Show.
Yeah.
And we're here to help.
Because
Everybody.
the young lads, especially now the pubs are going to start opening. We said it before, weeks ago. The amount of riding and fingering and fucking that's going to happen during when lockdown actually stops. It's going to be unbelievable. Like gonorrhea will be
Can't
through the
wait.
roof. The clap will be fucking everywhere. There'll be crabs. Fucking.
So you think COVID will go and it'll be now like
a sexual because there'll be more crabs in fucking Dundalk than there will be in Blackrock. Because it'll be mayhem, like. Absolute mayhem.
Be riding on the wall.
Oh, it'll be fucking. It'll be trying across the wall, boys.
Do everything else on the fucking wall. Well, Doc, if you're happy enough with that, thank you so much.
I did have another thing about orgasms, but I'll leave that for maybe next week.
I think you finished it at the right time, so you did, after teasing. Dr. Cock, thanks so much.
Okay, guys, it's come to the end of the show. We are going to do the true game show that we like playing, the alphabet game.
We like to embarrass
each other,
them, maybe the girls that we mentioned. Who knows? We haven't got a response back from anybody.
None of them, boss.
Thanks for that.
Sorry,
keep it going.
sorry, none of the girls.
Yeah, keep that going. Right, who's asking who first?
I'll let you go first, because I went first last week.
You did. I am going to give you the letter E.
Well, it's Emily.
No.
So it can't be Emily.
Can't be Emily.
Okay.
Emily, sorry.
Okay.
It was too obvious to be you,
Okay.
right?
I'll go with a girl we were in primary school with. Okay.
Quick question. Would she have been a bail in a play?
She could have been a
She was my wife in primary school.
So again, leading back to Dr. Koch's story, she was a redhead.
She was.
She was a redhead. Eleanor.
So she's having a great life.
She's having a great time with us.
She is. Eleanor. Yeah, that's who I was thinking when I gave you that letter. Hey.
Eleanor.
Nice. Hey, Eleanor, if you're listening.
Okay.
She played the mammy bail. I played the daddy bail.
And who was the baby bear? Brian Hannerty was.
Brian Hannerty was
baby bear.
Yeah, he was.
I was going to say jockey. No, I wasn't jockey.
Piper.
No, I was Buttons.
Buttons. Yeah, you're Buttons. Yeah, you're Buttons.
Yeah.
Right. So, gimme.
I'm going to give you R.
R, not O.
R.
R.
Yeah.
R. Oh, right. You mentioned the girl that we went to secondary school with before, right? Who we said, and it was the letter D, might have battered you, right? Okay, Donna.
Yeah.
Right? I am also going similar type, as in secondary school.
Okay.
I am going to go with Roisin.
Roisin.
Yes.
Very good.
Same girl, great girl, lovely girl. You could talk shit to her probably for hours, great banter with her. But to tell you what,
wouldn't cross her.
she'd bat you. She would
She
bat
goes
you.
to boxing.
Then she definitely fucking bat you. Anto's boxing.
Yeah, Anto's boxing.
Anto, friend of the show. Anto, who we interviewed before.
She goes to Anto's boxing a lot, yeah.
Yeah, she would kick the fuck out of you. So she would.
She wouldn't. Like,
No, she would. She kicked the fuck out of me.
she'd ride you.
Oh, thanks, Kev.
She'd ride you. You wouldn't be riding her.
Oh, I get you. I
she'd
get
be
you.
fucking reverse cowgirl all day long, in my opinion.
See what we turned the alphabet game into? It always
In my
has to be.
opinion.
It always has to be said.
I do apologise to Roisin if she doesn't
Punch him, Roisin.
if she doesn't do reverse cowgirl. That's
Fucking punch him if you ever see him.
that's the end of part one
Yes.
of our live
This is
recording.
Yeah, it's the end of part one. So, folks, something special, okay? We're going to end this. We have some music now from a local girl called Sara Winky. You're going to absolutely love it.
I heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do ya? It goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall and the major lift, the baffled kick composing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Your faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof, her beauty in the moonlight overthrew ya. She tied you to her kitchen chair, she broke your throne and she cut your hair, and from your lips she drew the hallelujah, 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 floor. I used to live